Today Live. Remember, you can always see the celebrity interviews we do here on the show. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Hollywood Today Live, one word.
That's right. And today's guest is no stranger to scandal, especially when that Scandal's ABC's hit Thursday night series. Take a look.
You are always going to be Senator Grant's disappointing boy, Fitz. She is always going to be the formidable Olivia Pope. Don't use the person that I made to make you into a man. You're a boy.
You don't know anything about me.
Sadly, boy, I know everything about you.
Yes, he does.
Give a hand to the Emmy Award-nominated Joe Morton.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you? Good to see you again.
Wonderful.
I didn't know what clip they were going to show, and I'm glad they chose that because it actually is the first question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
These monologues, when you get these monologues that you're so known for, do you just salivate, or how do you break down one of these? Because you've had some epic ones.
Yeah.
You're a Boy is one of my favorites,
Yes.
but you've had some great ones. How do you tackle them?
Well, the beginning is there are 5 questions I always ask for each monologue. Who am I? Where am I going? Who do I expect to meet? And the last 2 questions are the most important. What do I want? And how far am I willing to go to get what I want?
Wow.
That on top of the circumstances. In that particular monologue, basically you have a black man in chains, sitting down, talking to a white, Southern president of the United States and a Republican. So that alone sort of gives a lot of fodder.
Wow. Well, all I want to know is, if you had some lovely children, would you be that father? Would you be that guy? Because I don't
Well,
think
I have 3 children, and no, I am not that.
You're not that guy? Okay, I'm just saying, I'm like, would you interrogate your daughter's boyfriends like that?
Not like that, no.
Okay,
no.
but another way you
But you do interrogate.
Well, no, I mean, you know, a good father, you don't interrogate your daughter's boyfriends. You sit down and have a conversation with them, but, you know, what you want to do is teach your children, 1, how to make choices about who to be with, and then 2, sort of have a conversation with those choices to see what's going on.
Well, on the show, you obviously play Olivia Pope's father, Rowan, and you, towards the end of last season, you lost B613.
Right.
And then you kind of make a play to get it back, which you do, but in order to do that, you have the president's teenage son killed.
I don't have him. Well, yes. I engineer the...
He's no longer
orchestrated
in the picture.
Right.
When you got that script, when you found out that's where the story was going, because I know Shonda Rhimes, she's brilliant, but you guys don't get a lot of information before you actually get the information.
We get no information until we get the information.
So when you read that, how did you feel about that plot twist?
Well, I mean, what was great was, 1, I found out, yes, I sort of have manipulated this entire thing and I got what I wanted. And 2, I kind of went along with the revenge idea. So yes, he has defiled my daughter, and for that he had to pay.
So as he doesn't mess around. So as the series unfolds, how do you, say you get to that point where you realize, okay, like you said, I've been doing these things all this time, I didn't realize that's what I was doing because I didn't have the scripts coming up. Looking back, are there choices you would have made differently as an actor then?
No, one thing I learned very quickly is that whatever Rowan basically says, that's what he's probably doing, even if he doesn't tell you directly. So all the way through the course of last season, whatever I said, that's my history. Right? That's what I said I was going to do. I said, I promised my daughter he would be president. I promised I wouldn't kill the president.
Which you didn't.
Yeah.
Which I didn't.
Which he didn't. That's the twist. He didn't.
Yeah.
That's
he
true.
didn't. I didn't say anything about anybody else.
Right.
So I think basically that's the history, is that as time goes on and you keep doing one episode after another, that's your history, whatever else you want to bring to it. But that's the history that I have. And that's what sort of informs what's going to happen in the next script. So, I mean, you know what happens for us at table reads is we're probably like all of you when you watch the show, right? Everybody's
Like
yelling.
this?
No. Everybody's yelling and screaming and pointing and going, oh my God, you have to do that.
God.
All of that's going on. So that's our introduction to the script, and everybody goes to work.
Yeah, well, I know you have some rabid fans. Gladiators, as
Yes,
they're known.
yes.
And this weekend, I actually went to an event Thursday. Gladiators Unite was this weekend, and
Yes.
you actually made an appearance. We actually have a fan who does an after show, a Gladiator or a Scandal after show, super fan in the studio.
Right.
And he has a question for you. And
Okay.
oddly enough, you guys are wearing the same hat, which
Crazy.
Who
That
knew?
was not planned.
We enjoy the same haberdasher.
So what's your question?
My question is, because I know, you have a weird relationship with Fitz. You hate him. You have a weird relationship with Olivia, but you love her. Olivia loves Fitz, and Olivia loves you to a certain extent. If it came down to it and Olivia had to choose to save you or Fitz, who do you think she would save?
That's a hard question, one, because I can't answer for Olivia. I don't know what choice she would make. One would hope that she would choose her father over this married man who's a boy. That's the hope, but I couldn't tell you definitively one way or the other.
Okay, then how about this then? Rowan, is there anyone that's safe? If it came down to protecting the Republic or protecting Olivia Pope, what choice do you think that Rowan would make?
I think the choice he would try to make is to do both, which is what he does all the time. I mean, that's the conflict, right? Is to figure out a way to both protect the Republic and make sure that his daughter is okay. I mean, I think there are warnings that he gives her all the time. One of those monologues that you referred to before out in the park where I told her to run.
Yes.
Told her to get out of town because stuff was going to start to happen. It's up to her to take that advice or not. And then if she doesn't take that advice, basically what Rowan does is figure out a way to give her and himself what needs to be given.
Right. Well, Kerry Washington, I love her as an actress. I think she has taken a lot of risk, you know, character-wise. So how has it been working with Kerry and seeing her transition on the show as Olivia Pope throughout the seasons?
Well, it's interesting because you have to remember I didn't join the show till the end.
Till later.
Till the end of the second season. So she was well on her way to having developed that character. I mean, what made it interesting for us was when I joined the show, I was the only one who knew that at the end of season 2, it was going to be revealed that I was her father. Kerry didn't know that. So that was an interesting sort of afternoon because we had to shoot that scene 4 or 5 different ways. We didn't know what the nature of our estrangement was. We didn't know what we had been before. We didn't know anything. So we had to try to figure out what is this meeting.
Well, you've become a very serious part of the show very quickly and definitely influenced her character and all those storylines. You're Emmy nominated.
Yes.
How does that feel? How does that feel?
You know, it's amazing. I mean, you know, for me, I was never one of those actors who thought, you know, I want to be an actor so that I could get
even the fire alarm's cheering for you.
They're agreeing for you. Please, the fire.
It's called agreeance, exactly. So you don't take a role, you don't take a job, hopefully, with the idea that you're going to win an award. So when it happens, it's icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. And it's just great because in this particular case, it's your peers who are voting, and that's wonderful.
But we're rooting for you.
Well, we love Scandal. Gladiators around the world love Scandal. So make sure you tune in September 25th to ABC. And Joe, good luck.
Thank you.
Creative Arts Emmys, August 16th, guys.
Right.